Afrobeats spread is because of friends of friends of friends.
Facts.
You get, and like the friends of friends of friends became like accelerated with like social media and stuff like that. So it's like, you know, I'll have some friends in uni who have some other friends and who have some other friends. And Nigerians were the ones doing the parties everywhere. And this is in Nigeria. Sorry, this is in the UK. This is in Cyprus. This is in Dublin. This is in the US.
The students were traveling around the world.
Yeah, and it's Nigerians are always running things, always pushing things, pushing culture.
You ask me where I get all my energy from. From the stage, to the studio, and to my desk. I am the energy god. And you can be one too.
You're listening to Ajebutter Live, the Afrobeats podcast.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to another edition of Ajebutter Live, the official Afrobeats podcast here at the Afro Media Studios in London. As always, big shout outs to everybody subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing. We appreciate it. Let's keep those numbers up. We need the platform bigger so we don't have to wait for other people to push our culture. We could do it by ourselves.
Boom.
Brought to you by the Energy God Energy Drink. Drink and be yourself. The official Afrobeats energy drink, because we said so. Here in the studio with me today is a superstar out of Lagos, Nigeria. This is one of the guys that set us on a path to where we are right now. Do you think like that? But before I go into that, please give it up to my brother, Ajebutter 22.
Thank you very much.
Listen, first of all, you're looking fresh. You're looking like money. You've always been getting loads of money, man. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. We don't look like our problems, like they say. You already know. That's the way. But yeah, man, I'm happy to be here. Bro, you know that I've always respected you.
Absolutely,
Happy to be on this podcast, and like you're one of those people that like you always show love. Like to me, to the culture.
Day one,
you've
man.
always been humble, which is it's actually crazy. I'm sure, like I bet like people like wonder like, is this guy actually for real? Like, is he genuine? Like, I'm sure a lot of people wonder like,
because I keep myself
if you're actually who you are,
being a fan, and I say that all the time. Like, if you remove yourself from the fan space, you put yourself in a position where you become a different type of monster. You know, success or failure would affect you different. But when you're a fan, I'm just a fan, you know. I'm always a fan. I've been a fan. Hence why I started the interview saying, do you even see yourself as one of the people that actually paved the way and kind of made it what it is today?
Yeah, like sometimes, like, especially when I come here. When I come here, like sometimes
we mess with you over here.
Yeah, like when I actually sit back and think about it and like think of like how far we've all come as a genre. Like, bro, I remember when we did Factory 78 like that year. Like, do you know what? Yeah, I remember saying then in that interview. I'm sure I don't know if you cut it out or if you still part of it. But I remember saying that the way like bashment and dancehall was like Afrobeats was gonna become like that.
That's
big.
crazy.
And this was like that year.
That was like
because
8, 9 years
and
ago.
then the reason why I said that, the reason why I was saying that was because I already could notice that like the way Afrobeats spread is because of friends of friends of friends.
Facts.
You get, and like the friends of friends of friends became like accelerated with like social media and stuff like that. So it's like, you know, I'll have some friends in uni who have some other friends and who have some other friends. And Nigerians were the ones doing the parties everywhere. And this is in Nigeria. Sorry, this is in the UK. This is in Cyprus. This is in Dublin. This is in the US.
The students were traveling around the world.
Yeah, and it's Nigerians are always running things, always pushing things, pushing culture. So it was just a matter of time before like we took over. Like then, how many Afrobeats DJs did you have in mainstream clubs? How many Nigerian DJs did you have in mainstream clubs? Like 1 or 2, but those guys were killing it. Like exclusive before he left here.
Yo, he was
like if you think back to that year, I think how
they were killing.
There was nothing like exclusive like Jam, like those guys that year. Like those guys were running things, and if you're even like an Igbo babe or even like a babe from like East Africa or like even Southern Africa or wherever, and you come to a party run by Nigerians, you'd be like, whoa.
It's a different energy at that time.
Exactly, like it's a different energy. So from there, like I think like just continue spreading. And I remember like I think I was watching an interview with Davido, where he was saying, I think probably even your podcast, if not, where Obio was saying how when he was in uni, he'd be playing Afrobeats, and then everybody is like, "Yo, what is this?
What's this?
Do you get?
What's
So
this
imagine
sound?
how many people were just like that,
Facts.
and they were just like playing music. The thing about us in Nigeria is that we take what we have for granted. Almost everything that we have, we just take it for granted because we have it. The fact that our population, like our labor,
numbers,
we take it for granted. So like that's why like labor is cheap, and people don't really think of it as a thing. But when you come to a place where there are only a few people, so everybody has to be paid top dollar to do anything. Yeah, you understand that labor like means a lot. When you have to like the fact that we have good weather, we take it for granted.
Facts.
All our natural mineral resources that we have, we just take it for granted. It's just there. Do you get? You can go anywhere. You can get plantain. You can get this. You can get that. How much are they charging for a tuber of
bro? Forget plantain. At a point was £1. One was £1.
Yeah, see how crazy that is.
It's crazy.
That's facts. That's facts, bro. So like we take even our flair, our jokes, our comedy, our ability to go through hardships,
our attitude to life.
Do you get, bro? Like the way Nigerians treat racism, right?
Bro,
like we don't even
know. I didn't even know that racism existed until I moved
it's like,
here.
oh, is it that small thing that I complain about? But bro, like it's a real thing. Like it's a serious thing. But the way we are wired, we just see one hurdle and just like jump over it and just act like it's like that because we're just used to so much hardship, like where we're from.
Absolutely.
So we take so many things that we do for granted. So I think like that's also been like how come like we've just pushed ourselves and pushed our culture. And before you know it, it's like whoa.
Yeah, we have traveled so far. You know, you mentioned being in the UK. Some of the folks might not know that you, after secondary school, high school in Nigeria, you moved to the UK to study.
Yeah.
University was, where was the university at the time?
University was in Leeds, and then I went to Manchester for like masters.
And what did you do? So what was your BSc? What was the masters?
You see, I just assumed that it was BSc because you know that Nigeria without I studied petroleum engineering. God damn it. And then I did like project management for my masters. That's what I went to Manchester to do.
No way.
Yeah.
That's great. But that was really when the Ajebutter as an artist really started to form. Talk to me about how that even formed. What was it that made you interested, not only in music, but creating music?
So like in music, like for me to like, of course you should, like any artist that drops music or puts out music, a lot of artists before they put out any song, they've been cooking for like 5 years, 6 years. They've been writing, they've been trying to record, trying to perfect their craft, whatever. So obviously I've been doing that like from secondary school and stuff. But like when I moved here and like I had my own space, I was my own individual. Because that's one thing like you get from being in university. And I guess like for me, like being in this country was like, okay, there are a lot of Igbo people around you.
Yep.
You really have to find who you are as a person.
Fact.
You really have to catch yourself. And I just like used to write a lot of songs just by myself. And like and my sister as well, because me and my sister like had this group called Trinidad Afro.
Wow, yeah.
And then she moved to Nigeria and she was working on radio.
On radio, Cool FM, wasn't it? Yeah.
So and then when she moved back to Nigeria, because we used to do everything together, like record, make music together, I was like, okay.
Shout outs to her.
Yeah,
she's your biggest fan, actually. There were times when she used to like DM us here and stuff like that. She's a real one, man.
Yeah, she's always had my back, and like, you know, that's like real definition of family right there. Of course, she's my sister, but like she does more than she goes over and beyond.
Absolutely.
And like when she first moved back to Nigeria, I was just by myself. Do you get what I mean? Like I used to record with her, but now I had to find a way to record myself. I bought all my own equipment. Wow. Like just like with some small money I had. Like first of all, add mic, you add sound card, you know, just be recording. Obviously, initially it sound like rubbish. Then you continue. Then I met Studio Magic. And like
shout out to bunch of geniuses you're mentioning there. You know what I mean?
So it's like, and we're doing this like over Skype that year.
Wow.
Like, you know, just sending music from London.
Studio Magic He's a medical doctor now.
Yeah.
So he was studying in another university.
Exactly, at the time. And like we didn't really have like money. So it's not even as if I could travel to London. At least to London is like what? By coach then it was like maybe 5 hours. 5 hours by coach, right? I couldn't afford train.
Absolutely.
So and it's just like exactly. So you have to time that P well, maybe like once in 3 months or something. You put money together. But before you go, you must have written. So you just send me the beat.
Practiced.
I don't package all my songs down. If it's 10 songs, I don't. So once I get there, I'm just recording. And recording. And even then, like I remember one time I went to one Igbo studio like this, and I was like, guy, this thing is like maybe £25 an hour or something. I say, before I enter the studio, all the songs I don't write, I did record all today. So it was one of them ones where like I never used to, even like to now I do it, like I go into a studio, like I write when I'm in studio, but I never used to write in the studio.
You were prepared before you walked
Exactly. Before I go to any studio, normally I know what I want to go and do there. Like, so I like write
That's even part of being that Nigerian hustler.
Yes, now you have to go and prepare yourself, do all, before you get to the studio, get to like the final destination, so that when you're there, you're ready. And like, whenever I meet any producer, I'm just like, I've written like so many songs that if he plays any beat, one can enter that beat so that you can just make a song and just go and go on and go on and go on like that. So those were like the early days, and that's how I like found my sound and became who I was. Yeah.
I was listening to the brand new album. We'll talk about it.
Bless.
And first of all, I have to tell you that this album is fantastic.
Thank you.
Like, I'm actually disappointed in myself that I hadn't listened to it before. I'm listening to. So I'm a big you guys STC, Budge. That's what we were on.
Yeah,
so that's our vibe. Even though we listen to everything else, I'm big fans of everybody else. But really, that's our identity.
Yeah.
So when I'm listening to this album, I'm like, this, like, track to track, this is me. This is SDC, this is Budge, this is Ladipo, this is incredible production, quality mixing, fantastic sound. There was something there that just caught there was one lyric that I was thinking about. And when I speak to Budge, I call him that. When I see TZ, I call him that. When I see SD, you said, when it comes to the Alte stuff, I'm supposed to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Alte Hall of Fame, that's where I belong. Yeah.
Facts, bro. Now, before we touch that, I just your style is different. Who did you listen to that gave you the confidence to even be like that?
For me, I don't think it's confidence. I just don't think I had a choice because my voice is my voice. Do you know what I mean? This is
even your rapping style.
Yeah. I mean, this is the most commercial or marketable that I could possibly be. Like, this is not like I'm not trying to be this. Like, this is just this is easy,
comfortable for you.
Yeah, it's comfortable for me. I don't think like even the way I talk, like I kind of
sound like you're
like
making
I can't
a record.
really like talk fast like that. Like I feel like, and whenever I try to go fast, I feel like I'm not audible. And like when I'm not audible, I don't like it because I take time like writing my songs and stuff. So I want to be audible. I want there to be space in the music, in the beats and stuff. And my voice is also deep. Like I don't know how this deep voice will now be like going like super fast. It will be weird.
Wow.
Yeah, and like that's part of finding my sound because I don't have like crazy range. Like there's some people that can sing like falsetto and do this and do that. I can't do that.
Yeah.
So to be able to make music that people can actually listen to and appreciate, you have to know where you sit in the beat. Like,
that's amazing.
There's something that I think Jay-Z said it, and one of my guys actually said it to me when I started making music. It was like, you have to think of your voice as an instrument.
Absolutely.
In the music.
Yep.
So this
how does it fit perfectly with the instrumentation?
Thank you. And then when you're doing that, you have to think of two things. You have to think of like the voice, and you also have to think of the flow, like the bounce, the rhythm. And then when you're doing that, because I also like have a rapper's background, like I'm like more of a rapper.
Yeah.
And then like you're putting lyrics in there, you then have to say, how do the lyrics sit in
the cadence?
Exactly. How does the cadence go where you're not giving off the essence of making sense in your music. Like, you still have to make sense, and it's also Afrobeats.
That's crazy, man.
Like,
That's
Afrobeats,
so much.
there's like, people have to be able to listen to it, even
when
they don't understand what you're saying.
Facts.
They can still like vibe with it.
Yeah.
If they understand what you're saying,
Yeah.
they can still vibe with it, and they can still like find meaning in what you're saying. They can still find a theme, and like even like with my albums and my projects, like even if the theme is podcasting, like you're gonna have an idea, it's gonna have an identity, it's gonna have a theme, it's gonna have like a direction. Because that's just how I am as an artist.
Wow, man.
Yeah,
that's
I always like try to put that.
No, that's amazing. Because I was just thinking to myself as I was listening to the music and I was listening to the records, I'm like, yo, how did you even get here? Like, because at that time, what was commercial was what everybody tried to do. But there were some of you guys that just were doing
our own thing. Yeah. I think it's
crazy.
You know, people might think like, okay, we all wanted to like come together and do our thing.
Yeah.
But I think it's more of
you were doing your different things and you guys found each other.
Yeah, exactly, because like we had to identify as, oh shit, like all of us are doing this thing. So like sort of like pulled ourselves together in a way. And shout out to people like Tech.
Facts.
People that don't know this, like, people don't actually know how difficult it is to put a show on, especially to put a show on in Nigeria. People have no idea how difficult it is to do that. People have no idea how difficult it is to bring artists together.
That's my favorite show.
Bro, like, I've been at almost all the Palm Wine Fest, right?
That's my favorite show.
So every time I say, Tech, you guys are not going to start on time this year. Just don't lie to me that sound check is at this time. Don't lie to me to be here at this time, because I'll be here and things will not be ready. And he's like, you know what? You know, they've done everything, blah, 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 to start on time. Bro, I was at sound check one year and the fuse just blew in Lagos. Like, the fuse for the stage. There was an electrician on, like, when we were doing sound check, like 3 electricians had to come and we're like trying to fix stuff and like just put stuff together. Like, it's mad. Like, the other time when they were doing Native Land, I think this was 2020 or 2019 or something, the stage just like
collapse. Yeah.
Stage collapse. There was a stampede. Yeah. Like, there's just certain things that are very, very difficult.
Facts.
Like, you don't even see them coming. Like, you don't even know what to do about things like that. And like our health and safety in Nigeria, sometimes we just vibe on each other. At least here there's like, it's true now. Yeah, there's structure.
Absolutely.
There's a bit of like structure in things. If you don't come at this time or more, if you don't finish your show early or more, you're chopping, they're off the light, you're chopping fine. Yeah. You know, you can do, bro, we'll do some, like, even for people that are watching this and come to shows, like, you don't understand how people just think that we just show up and it's just like that. They don't know that we've rehearsed like a couple of rehearsals, we've come to sessions, we've come to sound check. I remember the last, there's one show I went for, I think it was even a Palm Wine. I took a picture of the mic that I used for rehearsal so that when I come and perform in the night, somebody will not come and give me another mic. Do you understand? Bro, when I got to the stage, I said, I'm not performing until I see this
microphone.
I collected the microphone, bro. The settings had changed. Something had changed. Like, so, like, at the end of the day, people just, like, do their best, like, what they can.
It's hard.
Yeah, man. And then we don't also have, like, sometimes the proper funding, the proper institutions. You'll be going to brands, and brands now, maybe if you're, like, maybe a Wizkid or Davido, of course they get it. They understand the numbers, they understand things. And, you know, if maybe you're like smaller or they don't, not that you're even smaller, sometimes you might be bigger than a certain artist, but they don't just see your audience. They don't
understand the hype.
Right. They don't understand the hype because it's not like directly in front of them, or it's not what they listen to. Maybe it's not what they see. Like, maybe like someone like Kiss Daniel, who is like very, very pop culture, they get that, but you know, you might see like a budge and you might not really understand.
You won't understand that,
but
the audience
I know how many times
too.
like I've shot people's decks. Like I always try to like help to connect people as much as I can to businesses, because like sometimes I know like some people in the corporate world, I know some people in the entertainment world. Like I try to connect and say, oh guys, can we do this concert? Can you guys sponsor? Not even my own. I don't even have anything to do with it. I just want these guys to get on, to do well. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes you get positive response. Sometimes they're just like, who is this? You know, what is this? And until they now come, sometimes when you now convince people to sponsor something or jump on something, they will now come. They'll now be like,
oh, wow.
Oh,
they
wow.
get it.
Exactly. And then that's how people now become part of things, and that's how things become better and better and better. That's how come like people are creating better experiences. And if you see the shows and concerts that Nigerians in general are doing around the world, like when I was young, I'll be seeing guys like Cole, Drake, all these guys, watching all their concerts like back to back. I watched like probably every Ed Sheeran concert like in his first 3-4 years. I watched everything. The ones he did at the pub, everything online. I watched everything. Everything Drake did I watched everything. I'm like, wow, these guys are so amazing. But we could do this. We're doing the same thing too.
Facts.
But if we don't have the opportunity
and the backing,
and the backing, the opportunity, the like, you know, basically the backing.
Yeah.
You know, you can't really do it.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't too.
You can't.
But yeah, I'm so happy like that's happening for Afrobeats.
Nah, it's crazy, you know, and it, just as you mentioned tech, I remember when I went to Nigeria, like that's my favorite concert in the world. I say it publicly, I say it everywhere.
That was up.
You know, when I went to Nigeria and we went to I think it was Muri Okola Park.
Yeah, Muri Okola Park.
And the vibes was just an amazing, you know, group of people. The audience was fantastic. And that's the same thing they're getting in the UK, in America, on tour right now. It's the same type of people going to it. Speaking about the alternative sound to what was the popular Afrobeat sound, now it's become the mainstream stuff. Yeah. They're getting guys like, you know, even Rema, guys like Adekunle Gold, that are, you know, they're tapping a little bit of that sauce.
Yeah, they got because, you know, even some of these guys, you know, a lot of music that they wanted to make natively sounded like that, but, you know, sometimes they would have made something more pop because...
Yeah, they couldn't at the time.
Exactly, they couldn't at the time. And they also had the ability to make those other, like, normal Nigerian pop records. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man. And then, you know, as the music evolved and it's like a wider range of things that people can listen to, people are like, I'm just going to do me. And Rema is a great example of not just, like, making, like, things that sound whatever, but just making what he wants to do. And like his new songs are out now. Like they just sound like what he wants to do, and like they sound interesting.
At the beginning, they said he sounded Indian. I remember telling him, "Don't bother, man. I love this sound."
Yeah,
and guess what?
Rema is cool. Yeah,
he's 13 times platinum in India right now. He's touring 3 cities in that country.
Crazy.
So what a lot of people didn't see, his confidence in just creating what he wanted to, has ultimately translated to the humongous success that he's enjoying now.
Facts.
You know, this is 2023. You know, even though you're a young guy, you are a young OG.
Yeah.
Because
I do say so myself. I've been around.
You've been around for a while. Yeah. You've dropped how many albums now?
I've dropped like 3 albums, 2 EPs. Yeah. So,
3 albums, 2 EPs. You've had hit singles like crazy. Some of the biggest records in the culture, like Ghana Bounce, all these things. You've done things.
Yeah.
And then it looked like there were times when you went quiet.
Yeah.
And I was always asking people, hey, what happened to Ajebutter? What happened to Ajebutter? And people telling me that, you know, the entrepreneurial part of Ajebutter kicked in.
I was doing a Rihanna. I'm
so
joking.
Talk to me about, you know, what else you do and the quiet moments and why you just kind of go.
So like for me, it's not always like deliberate. Like I don't always notice like time going by so much. Because like when you're just doing your thing and living your life, you just realize that, oh shit, 1 year has passed, 2 years have passed, 3 years have passed, you haven't dropped an album. But like I kind of always have been putting out things. So like I still put out like 2 EPs. Me and Bossy put out 2 EPs that done very, very well. They were just not like, I would say that they were not like the biggest in Nige.
They were not the mainstream.
Yeah, they were not mainstream, but like in like places in Europe and like places in like even here, like their songs are so big here, like people don't listen to them.
You and Bodge in the UK, you're always gonna get love here.
So like, you know, that's also part of it. And, you know, part of it was like COVID. Part of it was also like, you know, like entrepreneurial side, like you said, like I've done like quite a few things, you know. There was even like during COVID, like that COVID period, I was running an influencer marketing tech company.
Wow.
So essentially, COVID was pretty much the time when influencer marketing started like kicking off. Of course, influencer marketing was like
yes,
the thing, but that's when it was starting to like
because people had to
yeah,
only that was
like
we needed
even like
that.
artists couldn't like go and perform. So like, how are you gonna get a bag?
Yep.
Like you need to do stuff with like brands and stuff. And I know how many people like I called artist friends of mine to be like, yo, I have this brand, I have this deal, I want to put you on. Are you interested? And like people are like, boom, sure, let me do it. And like this is not like for my own personal gain or anything. It's just like, okay, like I was like the GM of the company, do you know what I mean? So I'm already good.
You're the boss.
Yeah, I'm good. Like with or without, it's like it's
yeah.
up to me to like select and say who is gonna do this. And like obviously we had software to say, okay, this guy is doing
His
well.
numbers are moving.
Exactly. I remember going into like a room with a brand. I don't want to say the artist name. I want to say the brand name.
Yeah.
And I stood in a meeting. Like there were like plenty of people. They hadn't met me before, but they knew about my like the company and the app and stuff. And they knew about me as an artist.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, look at this guy. And they were like, who is this guy? No, like maybe one of the young guys there were like, oh, yeah, I know this guy. Yeah, he's cool. But like, they don't know his song. Do you understand? But like, he looks cool. I was like, yeah, these are the kind of people that you need to promote your brand to like go and fast forward. Like, these guys have represented the brand. Some
That's
of them
amazing.
have signed with them. Some of them like had like their first gigs with them and then went on to do more and more things like with these brands and stuff. And then those guys, their eyes open. Because when you have technology, it doesn't lie. It will show you that.
It tells you what's going on.
Yeah, show you that not only does this guy have, like this guy might have less followers than this guy, but he has more engagement.
More engagement.
More engagement than this guy. Has
yeah.
active followers. Yeah, there's real and active followers.
Yeah, because we shout outs to all the guys that buy the followers too. We see you.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
so there's okay. I'm not even going to. You want to segue to something else right now, but yeah, there's like the real and active followers.
Facts.
And like the software, you can tell like what is real. You can tell the active followers. You can tell like what the audience of that person are interested in.
Yeah.
You can tell the age of the audience. You can tell.
And you created that app?
No, I didn't create it, but
you use it.
Yeah, I was using it, and I had like a partnership with the company to grow it in Nigeria, in West Africa.
That's
pretty much.
Amazing.
So yeah, we did this in Nigeria, we did this in Ghana. So pretty much West Africa. I think we did some stuff a little bit in Kenya and a little bit in like French-speaking West Africa, but not that much. Yeah. Mostly Nigeria and Ghana. Yeah, so at least when you go and say, look here. This is, let's say, for example, Budge. Yeah. This person doesn't know Budge, but I'm like, okay, you don't know him. That's fine. But look at the engagement.
His people know him.
Look at what his people are interested in. His people are interested in fashion. They're interested in music. They're interested in lifestyle. They're interested in all the things that you're trying to sell. You get what I mean? And then you look at the interests of their audiences, and then that's the way you can go to people and convince them that talk to this guy, do business with this guy.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
man.
so I know I like 2020. I know how many people.
You know how much money you make, basically.
No, not me. No, not me. Like money that people like.
How people survive during
like,
those difficult times.
Yeah, those are difficult times, and you have to like try your best to do like put people on and do what you can for the culture.
That's amazing, man.
And yeah, man. So
how do you?
That's like just one
of the things that you were doing.
Yeah, and yeah.
But how do you, having had your entrepreneurial hat on and doing business like this, really getting your bag and your money, how do you now get the motivation
to make music,
to come back into music?
Bro,
because music sometimes is like a struggler sport. You have to have some fire in you.
Yeah, I think that I need music more than music needs me, because like that's where I come. Like in my house in Lagos, I have a studio, and I go to the studio every day.
Wow.
Like, after I finish like working and stuff, like doing like I have a fintech startup. Yeah. And like after I finish like working like my day job, I go to the studio. Now not as much, because I'm like moving my studios right now. But like before, I used to go to the studio every single day, like after working, and just chill there, just record, listen to my stuff, write new music. Sometimes I'll just like sleep. Like if I'm actually, when I'm stressed, I'm going through things or whatever, I would just be in the studio for weeks.
That's your comfort zone.
Like that's where like I just go and talk to the mic, listen to music, like when you're making music, like normally I'm kind of like a reserved guy. Like I'm more like very, very.
You can say it.
Yeah, I'm more like over shouting and this thing. But when you're making music, it's just you and the mic.
So you can say anything.
You can just say whatever you want to say. Then when people, in fact, like when you're not playing music for people
hear, you see the reaction.
The reaction is now what gives you the confidence to continue to play it and then release it.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like initially, I'm just like, wow, I've
That
said
makes
this.
sense.
Like, who is going to relate to this or who's going to
makes
like
sense.
this? And then sometimes it's not even something deep. It's just like you've been able to say something clever. Sometimes it's something deep. Sometimes it's just like showing yourself. You know, whatever.
Play
like
with
imagine,
words.
thank you. It's like you're going into another world. You're just going to another world. You're just feeling whatever has been going through, whatever you've been seeing that day, that week, that month. And you go outside, maybe you see babes doing this, you see guys doing this. You just go to the mic and say, well, this is what I've observed.
This is what you've seen.
Yeah, this is what you feel like. You know, try and twist it, play with it. It's like playing a sport in a way. Yeah.
And I think, you know, listening to the brand new album, the brand new album is out right now and it's titled
Soundtrack to the Good Life.
Soundtrack to the Good Life.
Yeah.
The intro, fantastic poetry, you know. And I don't know if you see yourself this way, but even though you make playful records, you can be comedic if you want to, you could be romantic, you could do everything, but there's also some sense of reality in your lyrics.
That's exactly how I see myself. Like, you got it spot on. That's exactly how I see it.
Because sometimes, you know, pop artists don't like to be seen like that. But when I'm listening to the dope records, but each one of your songs, there's almost like a story to it. There's the reality side to it. Things that we as fans and citizens of Nigeria and Africa, we can relate to.
Yeah.
Traveling abroad, Jackpot syndrome, this, that, and the third. You know, so I wanted to know, so you see yourself as that.
That's exactly how I like to make music because, like, even if I feel like I am a serious-ish person, but I don't like things to be too serious.
Yep.
I don't like to be taken too serious. I don't like people that are just like over serious with their life. I'm like, guy, calm down.
Relax.
Like nobody only you go school, nobody only sabi book, nobody only you dey deep. Like everybody, like, you know, in their own silent time, everybody they think now.
Yep.
Everybody they reason.
Facts.
But it doesn't mean that you should, like, everything should be tense all the time. I also believe in joking. I believe in playing a lot. You know, so that's what I like the music to also be like. So sometimes even like you said about the jackpot thing, like in that enjoyment song, the song is called Enjoyment, literally. But I was like, all she want to do is to jackpot, all because of Sakpa, get the visa and ghost. And that's it.
That's like a strong statement in a fun record.
In a very fun record, exactly. So I like to do stuff like that because that's how I feel like it's the truth. Like in Nige, in the past 2-3 years, like even you that you live here,
a lot of people.
I'm sure you know how many people have moved here. I'm sure you've seen like how much the jackpot syndrome is, what it's doing to us, what it's doing to our people.
Absolutely.
Like nobody wants to be in Nigeria. Even myself, like, as in sometimes I'm like, bro, am I not going to leave this place?
Too much.
Like everybody wants an exit strategy. Everybody wants a plan B. My mom has been telling me this thing for years. When I left here, when I finished school in I finished in 2012, I believe. 2012, that period.
Yeah.
I had a work permit. Yeah. Like when I just applied for
work. You can work for. Yeah.
Bro, I lost it at a Chris Brown concert. I performed at a Chris Brown concert. I lost my order. I didn't even reapply. I didn't even try to get it, but I didn't care. Everybody was moving back to Nige. Everybody was trying to make a difference in Nigeria. Everybody wanted to come back to Nige because the economy was good. We were like, yo, let's try and make a difference. Let's try and start something. Let's try and be the change we want to see. But everybody don't reason now say, oh man, this change maybe we want to see. This change no they change. Maybe you start a jackpot. Bro, like, and like when people that, you know, they don't want to steal, they don't want to kill, they're like, yo, unless I want to be part of this.
Hardworking.
Yeah, like, so a lot of people, that they feel like if they don't want to be part of the destruction, it's better for them to just leave. That's how a lot of people in Nigeria.
That's deep.
Like, how are they going? Because, like, really and truly, like, I keep saying it, like, if you make 1 million naira a month, right, which is like a very decent living in Nigeria, if you calculate that by 12 months, that's 12 million. By 10 years, that's 120 million naira. Bro, you can hardly buy a house.
With that.
You can hardly buy a house, like a proper house. Do you get? And that is if you don't even touch your bar. If you don't touch your money. Come on now, like, what are we actually talking about? So, like, that's what people see. And, like, on top of that, you can just be driving on the road. Bro, I'm more afraid of police than I'm afraid of arm robbers. Because, look-y, all the arm robbers don't go do Yahoo.
They looking for fast money.
Yeah, like, why they going to risk their life for sure? They just press 1 or 2. I'm joking, though. But, yeah, like, the point I'm trying to make is, like, you know, the police, they're crazy. You
People
get, like,
supposed to protect
you just want to avoid them. Because, like, I have friends, like, most of my friends, like, have been arrested for nothing. They've just been, like, I know how many times they told me that I will waste you. Like, it's not even, like, a deep thing again. Policeman sat down in my car, drunk, 2 a.m., drunk, point gun at me.
Gosh.
Drunk. As in, I can smell alcohol from this guy's breath.
Damn it.
It was even his partner that was like, as in, they were like maybe 4, but and the way police in Nigeria always do, like, there's one that's doing good cop,
There's
one
always
doing
one
bad cop.
that's,
So the guy that was supposed to be the aggressive one, he was the one that was drunk and he was overdoing it.
It was stupid.
Bro, so I'm like, if this guy should go and make a mistake, but that's just another day in Lagos.
Gosh.
It's just another day. So how, like, what are you going to say? Like, if you, bro, like the divide between people that are rich and people that are even the middle class, guy, is crazy. How many in this country here? If you see a family in a compound with 3 cars, you know that more often than not, everybody bought their car.
Absolutely.
That car is registered to the mother's name, the father's name. In Nigeria, like most times, it's one person that's buying the car that 10 people are driving or 5 people are driving. Like, if you see 5 cars in a compound, you're not thinking, oh, everybody bought their own individual car. You're thinking one person bought 5 cars and 5 people are driving
it.
Yeah, because the opportunity is not spread around for everybody.
It's crazy.
Like that's just the reality.
It's crazy, man. And that's why we need to give a big shout out to all you creatives, the musicians who have, now the content creators who have now created an industry where young men and women can now at least aspire to make a living by themselves.
Yeah.
Without doing the wrong things.
Yeah. I mean, the creative industry is booming. It's been booming for the past how many years, and that's one of the few things in Nigeria that's actually doing well.
That's the positive.
And you see all the labels, all the people coming from this country, coming from the US, whatever, to come and tap musicians and come and, tap our talents. Even like the wave has shifted from even Nigerians looking to feature like foreign people.
They want of it.
Do you understand? You don't need to go carry Oyibo.
Now them won't come feature you now.
Yeah, and that's like, it's been a blessing, and I just hope that we can harness everything and, take advantage of where we are. Even like the other day when people were talking about streaming farms and stuff like that, and it's just like, this is not something new in the music industry.
No, it's always. They buy back CDs, they buy back albums. They did that with the top artists back in the day.
Yeah, so they've been doing that. Yeah. The streaming fan, like J. Cole has been singing about this stuff for years. He's been talking about this stuff, and people have been doing it.
Yep.
You get so like the industry is just evolving to what the industry is going to evolve in. In anything that I see, like they call it showbiz for a reason. There's truth, there's lies.
Show.
This show everywhere. It's show. I go on show. I went to one show. Like, bro, this guy is my guy still. He's actually my guy. And, we performed at his concert. Concert was actually mad. Like, it was mad. It was maybe like 1,000 people there. Very mad. I saw Instagram caption, over 15,000 people. I said, no. You people should be calming down. You people should actually be relaxing and calming down. Why? Dear. But showbiz.
It's showbiz, man. You got
film trick last. Bro, it's true now. I know they talk true for you. It's true.
1,000%. I completely agree.
1,000 is very great and respectful. It didn't look scanty. It looked full.
It looked packed.
It was packed.
Still had to add 15,000.
15,000 people. Bro.
Again, it's show business. It's part of it. But the good thing, like you said, is that the Nigerian creative industry is now booming, that the
Gara.
world is seeing it. We're now respected in the UK.
Not only music, fashion as well. We're doing bits in fashion.
And, you know, I'm marking.
Movies as well, doing bits.
And food is about to step up. Food is going to be crazy. Because
it's
now
true, because that's
jollof
how
rice
culture
is
moves. That's how culture moves.
It moves together. That's why jollof rice now is a lot of people are jollof. It's part of it. So now people need to start looking at how to present the food the right way, how to partner with stuff. That's it. The world is looking for different tastes in music, in movies, in fashion, in dance. And then, so it's everything.
Dance.
Yeah, you know what dance is done.
Shout out to
all the dancers, man.
Shout out to Pokoli.
Shout out to all the guys in Ghana, the Ziggy, what's his name? Something God. All those guys are crazy, and the UK, it's mad. And you've enjoyed a lot of, dancers going out to your music, Ghana Bounce, they did
crazy.
videos.
That was crazy, yeah. Ghana Bounce was crazy with the dancers.
But with this new album, you have multiple records that have just the same type of bounce and quality. Collaborations with the likes of Kiddy, Joey B. I love that. Oxlade, I absolutely love that. Ladipo, ridiculous. There's a guy that I heard. Is it Jeff Akko?
Jeff Akko, yeah.
Yeah, that's a dope record too.
Jeff
He sounded amazing on that. And what did you want this album to achieve?
So, the first thing I wanted to achieve was a mindset.
Okay.
And that mindset is that we have been through a lot.
And you can hear it.
We have been through a lot as a people. 2020, 2021, that was a dark time for the entire world. So when I was making that, I'm like, you know what, let's exit this dark time.
Yeah.
Let's go to a happy place. Let's not think too much. As in, no think pieces. Let's just have good vibes. Let's have a good time. Let's work hard all year thinking of the holiday we want to take.
Yeah.
Let's, even if, bro, like, as in, the way you can even live your soft life, the way you can enjoy your life, you can do it with just you and your babe watching Netflix.
Facts.
In Nigeria, it's a simple thing. Just having lights in your house, having ice cream that's been in the freezer. Your freezer don't day on alone is something. Do you know what I mean? Like being able to just escape from your reality. From the madness outside. Being able to escape. And that's the main thing for me. Like people listen to this and be like, you know what? I can enjoy. I can have a good time. You can listen to it from start to finish. You can fall in love.
Absolutely.
You can fall in love. You can go out with your friends. You can just be in a place that is calm and that is smooth. That's the main thing. And that's why I call it soundtrack to the good life. Is it that you've had the good life or you're getting
there?
One of the above. But the striving, it has to be in the plans.
Absolutely.
Nobody wants to be suffering now. But we have been suffering. We've suffered a lot. No the way we know they suffer. No time where we know they suffer. But when you're enjoying that time, like I feel like a lot of times when people are even enjoying, we don't even know it. We are just like on to the next, on to the next.
You don't even savor the
moment.
You
don't savor the moment. You don't bask in it. Like you don't have that freeze frame. You don't take enough pictures of us enjoying. Like we don't have enough candies. Everything's like so rehearsed and so packaged and so this and that.
I like that,
like,
man.
If you're just a lot of pictures that you like of yourself that you really, really like, there's going to be pictures that you're enjoying.
Facts.
Like, as going to be pictures that you're smiling, that you're candid.
You were happy.
Like not pictures that you're posing or that.
Like pictures that give you a memory of what was going on.
Thank you, and that's what Soundtrack to Good Life is about.
Listen, go check that album out. Yeah. Absolutely fantastic album. I definitely hit myself on the shoulder a couple times for not listening to it earlier. Again, you are one of those that have really laid down this path to what we're enjoying now in the culture. And it's great to see you still at the top of the food chain, making incredible music, looking fantastic, dipping your hands in different, business. For me, that's what I want to see. Because it makes us feel like, we've all come so far and we're still part of all this good life. Do you understand what I mean? So final question is, I asked you last week when I saw you, it's time for an Ajebutter, headline show this year or something.
Bro,
we need something.
Yeah, we're working on it, man. We're actually working on it.
I don't care if it's 50 of us,
or,
if it's 70 of us, or 1,000.
I also don't care.
Yeah,
I also don't care.
Trust me, man.
Yeah, I was just talking to my, cause it's always crazy every time I come here. I think I'm gonna be real with you guys. The past few times, after COVID, every time I've been coming here, I've just been coming on really, really short visas because the work, what do you call it? The performance.
Yeah.
I forgot the work permit that you get. Sometimes they'll just give you 3 weeks or something. And the reason why that's been happening is because I'm always doing my P last minute, which I shouldn't do. But sometimes I just do it. A lot of times when I travel, bro, it's the day before I just get my visa and just hop on a plane and come. Do you know what I mean? So that's what's been happening the last few times. But now I'm proper settled now. I've done my bits for 5 years, so I'm good. Can come and perform and do everything I need to do, coming in and out of here, coming in and out of Europe, and just be soft and just be good. So I can properly plan to do the tour and properly plan to do the show.
That's amazing news.
Yeah.
That's amazing news. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the one and only, indomitable Ajebutter 22.
Bruh.
Listen, man, I'm happy to see
Right. 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 Resume got that sauce.